Hello, we're back with another personal mixtape. I figured since it's National Siblings Day, I will talk about my sister. So, my sister is awesome. She's my younger sister. Shannon is my younger sister. Sister, um, and for the longest time, like we're really close now. It's what I try to this. Having learned from this mistake, I try to tell people, younger people I know that have younger siblings, to fight to be close to your younger siblings. And the reason I say that is because when you get older, you know your family begins to pass away. Your siblings are ended up with your closest connection to your past and your parents and your grandparents. Don't be a moody teenager like I was and distance yourself from your sibling. Granted, teenagers are moody. I was super moody for a whole bunch of reasons. Um, but, and I didn't realize, because you never really know what people are going through. Like, you never know what's going on in somebody's day to day walk. And the cool thing about being an adult now and having real conversations with my sister is that I didn't know how much we really needed each other when we were growing up. That, and I think it's something that older siblings that I know need to understand. Your younger siblings really do kind of idolize you. Like, they really do look at you as like a guidepost in a way. So when you're moody or when you're standoffish, or you don't know the effect that you have on other people. And so one of the things I'm grateful for now is that my sister and I are cool and we talk, and we're emotionally stable enough in our relationship to disagree on stuff and it not be that. For me, it's not grudge worthy. I am a person that I'm a really unforgiving person. I'm not a person that uh, takes betrayal well, or tries to work on relationships that I've mended, or friends that I've given up. Yeah, I don't fix bridges. I don't do nation building. But the great thing about having the kind of relationship with my sister that I have now is that she's one of the few people I can disagree with, or like we can have a major disagreement, and I'm just like, meh, because it's my sister. 99% of the world I don't do that with, and it's because part of it is we've been down the road together. We've been through a lot of stuff, and we never like. There have been times when we needed distance, but we never stopped. Like, we never, like, I'm not talking to her, or I'm not going to be cool, or I'm not, like, it was never a situation where where the other person was going to cut the other person off. Where it was just going to be like, well, I'm just going to go through the rest of my life forever and never worry about speaking to her again. We never did that. I do that with people, though. There are people that I'm just like, man, it's not. I can't remember which verse it is, but I do a lot of shaking the dust off my feet on people fairly easily. Some people say it's a bad trait, but I'm working on it. Not that hard. So let's talk about a few of these songs here. I actually want to talk about a couple of songs in particular that I think are really cool and interesting, and I wish there were more of. So there's a mashup of John Mayer and Alicia Keys that I have on this list of If I Ain't Got You and Gravity. And I love both of those songs, and there aren't as many artists doing mashups in that way. But what I love about the version I picked, it's kind of a live version of the song, is that there's enough musicianship between everybody that's on stage where it's just easy. Like, it's, you can see that it wasn't like, because the songs are in similar keys, it wasn't like a stretch to be like, oh well, this just flows into this other song. And I know that happens a lot on live shows, which I think is why I picked this one. I picked there's a couple of old, there's one kind of old uh classic song that I picked on here. It's the Digital Planets, the Rebirth of Slick. There is, nowhere near getting to this part yet, in the series, because I'm just now kind of finishing the Grandmaster. I'm in the early '80s on this golden age hip hop thing. There's a section of hip hop that's really from about like '90 to '93, where there's a section of hip hop that kind of becomes fairly dominant right before Gangster hits, and it's De La Soul and Diggable Planets and Arrested Development, KRS One, and Public Enemy's kind of beginning of this space, but it's a lot of jazz infused stuff. It reignited my love for people like Thelonious Monk and John Coltrane. Like, it's a lot of like getting back into jazz, which I don't listen to enough really. The closeout song, I struggled with the closeout song on this for a long time, because I was really down to two songs, and I ended up using the Children in Bloom by the Counting Crows. Songs that, and I'm gonna get back to why I use that song in a second, but songs I did not use. My Sister by the Juliana Hatfield 3. I love that song, but it doesn't fit the dynamic because I'm the older sibling. I didn't use. There's another sister song that Sisters Are Doing It For Themselves. Didn't use that one. It didn't fit. But I wanted to use Children in Bloom because when you listen to the lyrics of that song, and I really thought about that song, kind of, and ironically, it happened kind of when that album came out, really. That song talked about like really how I was looking at my life when that album came out, like how I looked at my relationship to my sister and where I was in my head about trying to figure out like who I was and what I wanted to be and where I felt like I needed to go. And in a lot of ways, it's an apology for me. I don't do a whole lot of apologies, but it's kind of I was kind of not the coolest brother. I was kind of a crappy person. And I think I've tried to make a better effort at being a better sibling and doing more, in my opinion, to look out for her versus, and she'll tell you otherwise. She's like, no, he looked out for me and he cared about me, and I did. I don't know that I did enough. It's one of the things, I guess, the older I get, the more I struggle with, could I have done X or Y, Z thing better? I don't have a whole ton of regrets, but it's Monday morning. I do a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking, but I don't do a lot of I was wrong or I was going to change my mind or let's go back and fix it. I do a lot of, okay, well, I could have handled that this way, but I didn't. So all we try to do is handle it a new way now. which is progress. People that are close to me are gonna see this and be like, yeah, that's really who he is. There are a lot of bad traits here. There are a lot of red flags. Don't go into these choppy waters. But yeah, that's my sister. That's what I figured I'd put this on National Siblings Day to say that I love my sister and she's awesome. And that's what I'm trying to say. I love my sister and she's awesome. So we're gonna get at least one more personal mixtape out today, and I might even hopefully we'll get more content. That's the plan, to get more stuff done in the daylight we have left. So peace and Afro Grease. We'll see you on the flip side.